Hi there everybody, this is David, and I've gotta say, indie RPGs continually surprise me. Every time that I think that I've seen it all, another one pops up and just proves me wrong. And whenever I first saw the screenshots for Beyond Galaxyland, I was like, what is this? Out of this world or something? Man, I am aging myself with that reference, but quite honestly, it is an out-of-this-world fantastic RPG. And in today's video sponsored by CI Games, I do want to tell you all about it, and I do think that that is worth a sub as I try my hardest to hit 100,000 subscribers. With your help, your like, and your sub, I know that I can get there. And if at any time during this video you really do like what you see, please just click on the links below in order to learn more about the game and even purchase it for yourself. And now with that, let me tell you all about the best new retro turn-based RPG on the block. Despite what you might believe, Beyond Galaxyland is not just releasing for the PC, but it's also coming out for the PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox family of consoles on September the 24th. And this is a semi-open world 2.5D RPG with a strong sense of immersion, featuring a classic sci-fi adventure. This is an amalgamation of so many cool retro RPGs that I grew up with. It's obviously influenced by Phantasy Star, Rogue Galaxy, and Star Ocean, as you soar through the galaxy from planet to planet. But there's other subtle influences too, like from The Legend of Legaia, Valkyrie Profile, Pokemon, and even Super Mario RPG. This really does take the best of those games and mixes them into one special sauce, and let me tell you all about it now. You play as Doug, a high school kid whose world is turned upside down one night whenever his girlfriend vanishes, and he encounters a glowing entity who chases him and his guinea pig into a cave where he encounters a rabbit hole that takes him into a sprawling solar system of zoo-like planets, which is called Galaxyland, and it's ruled by the Queen Zero and also patrolled by Dream Corps agents who act as judge, jury, and executioner, quite literally. At first, things do seem benevolent enough, as once you arrive, the friendly Marty bot will tell you that Earth is being overrun by a force called the End, and life on Earth will soon be over. So in order to help humanity, they kind of set up a system of portals to rescue humans and preserve them over in Galaxyland. But unfortunately, anybody who has not yet gone inside those portals must have surely perished by now. And then you take this explanation at face value at first, until you realize well, what if they're all just lying? What if they just kidnapped you? And how would you possibly know since you are light years away from home? I mean, maybe everybody's safe on Earth and they're just pulling the wool over your eyes. So it's up to you to find out for yourself and find a way out of Galaxyland and back to Earth so you can see the truth for yourself. Once in Galaxyland, your little pet Boom Boom received quite the jolt of intelligence as well as a growth spurt, and he's going to be by your side with his trusty little gun, which is really going to be coming in handy as you fight off the denizens inhabiting Galaxyland. So now let's talk about the battle system because it's pretty sweet. First off, this is an active turn-based system, kind of like the SNES Final Fantasy games, and each character has their own HP and SP, and the SP stands for summon points. You see, whenever you capture an enemy in battle, you're then able to equip them, and then you can summon them to cast a magical spell against your enemies, very similar to something like Legend of Legaia. Each character can have up to 4 different summons equipped at any time, and the longer that you have them equipped, the more experience points that they'll gain, and then the more spells that they'll learn too. You capture monsters just by using the capture ability, and the more weakened they are, the easier it will be to capture them and add them to your repertoire. Separate from the summon points are ability points, which are shared between all of your party members, and this gauge will raise or lower depending on how well you do in combat. Because each time that you miss an enemy, you'll lose 2 ability points, while conversely, each time that your attack successfully connects, you will gain an ability point. So because of the way that this ability point system works, it really does encourage you not to hoard onto those points, but instead to use them as often as possible. Whenever you do go up to attack, you have as many attacks as you have turn points. So let's say that Doug has 4 turn points. He is able to swing his sword 4 different times, and if all 4 of those attacks connect, he will gain 4 ability points. However, if all 4 of those attacks miss, you will lose 8 ability points. But I've got to just say that never really happened, and also if you want to, you could just attack once or twice, then cancel, and those rest of your turn points will be guaranteed to turn into ability points. Then, in kind of like a Super Mario RPG kind of twist, there is a time defense mechanism, where you can reduce the damage that you receive by 50% if you hit the A button right before an enemy attacks you. But battles can even be influenced outside of battle, by attacking the enemy on the field, and you'll get that first strike and deal that extra damage, but do be aware that they can attack you first too. But before you even battle them, you're going to want to take a picture of them, because photography is an integral part of Beyond Galaxyland. Right at the beginning of the game, you're given a camera, and you can take pictures of pretty much anything that you want to, and a lot of the side quests that you'll receive will revolve around taking photographs of rare sights or rare monsters or endangered species. However, if you are able to capture a photograph of a monster before getting into the battle with them, their HP, strengths, and weaknesses will be revealed to you, greatly helping you plan out your strategy, as well as plan out when to capture them for their summon magic. The first planet that you're sent to is Eros, which is pretty much like a primeval dinosaur type of land, and after staying there for a couple of hours and doing your little quests and getting the lay of the land, you're able to commandeer your very own spaceship and then fly to whatever planets you want to go to, in whatever order you want to go to as well. Though, don't get me wrong, there is a main quest that you will need to follow that the game does keep track of for you, but if you want to go off on your own and handle some side quests, or just like go off exploring or whatever, feel free. The galaxy is your oyster, and thankfully, each save point also acts as kind of like a little fast travel point, as you can summon your spaceship and just blast off to the next planet at each of them. Not only that, but each planet has its own recommended level, so it's not like you're just kind of like let loose and sent off to some planet that will destroy you in 2 seconds. You're given some pretty good guidance on where to go to. Each of the planets are wholly unique, and it reminded me a lot of Phantasy Star as well as Rogue Galaxy. And while at first I thought that the art style was kind of, weird and almost too pixelated, I found that it definitely worked for the game. And speaking of things that work for the game, the music does too. It's kind of odd, it's kind of quirky, it has this otherworldly vibe to it, but each planet also has its own distinct soundtrack that really did grow on me. Earlier, I did say that there was some Valkyrie profile vibes, and that's definitely in the exploration, as you explore in 2 different kinds of planes, a front and a back plane, and you'll swap between the 2 as the dungeon dictates. There's also some light puzzle solving here and there where you can use your sword or gun to smash down obstacles, or move objects, or collect hidden items. Though, if you don't want to solve the puzzle and you don't solve it the first time, you can just skip it if you want to. In addition to that, there's a very extensive crafting system, as most monsters and treasure chests will give you various crafting ingredients. Then, whenever you're in town, you can go to the store and buy those crafting recipes and create items, accessories, and upgrades on the cheap. I've gotta say that this is another indie game that you don't want to judge by its screenshots or by its graphics. Instead, judge it on its gameplay, judge it on its fun factor, and judge it on what it's trying to do, and if you do, you're going to find a fantastic 90s throwback retro RPG that I am sure that you're going to love. If you love those turn-based Final Fantasy games, the Phantasy Star games on the Genesis, or just kind of like the whole sci-fi vibe that they have going on here, then I guarantee that you're going to love Beyond Galaxyland. And if you do want to learn more about it, or even purchase it for yourself, please just click the links below, because this indie RPG definitely has it going on. And if you do like this video, here's another video that I really do think that you're thoroughly going to enjoy, going over some great RPGs. Thank you so much for watching, please check that one out too, and as always, have a good day.